Hello and welcome to this introduction to my studio. If you're expecting fantastic graphics and a smooth, articulate presenter, then you're in the wrong place. That ain't going to happen here. And that's about the best I can do at the moment, which is very simple graphics, which are driven from my Stream Deck here. So what I've done here is I've created a studio with the main purpose of being able to deliver content with the minimum amount of editing and the minimum amount of people required to deliver it. So in fact, you're looking at basically a one-man band here. So let me introduce you to the technology that I've used to do this. So let me just give you a quick guided tour using the 4 cameras I have of the room. So if I go to this wide shot here of the main desk, this is opposite where I'm sitting now. And you can see on the desk there, you can see that I have, let me just go a little bit wide on that if I can. Oops, wrong way. On the desk there, you can actually see I've got a 810 Mini Extreme ISO. I have a large monitor there with all the software that I'm using laid out. The right-hand monitor has actually got the OBS that I can see. Above those 2 monitors is a prompter, and the prompter, it's very difficult to see, I guess, but the prompter has all the previews that I've got in ready to queue up. And if you look, if I hit the cut, I will go to the main camera that I'm facing. And above that, that's actually what's going out in terms of either streaming or it's what's being recorded on the hard drive, which is what I'm doing at the moment. If I go to here, you can see on this side of the room. Now, this side of the room, I'll just show you the other side. So if I go to here, this is me facing what you saw before, and that is really the overhead shot you're going to see here. So if I go to the overhead shot, you can see I've got a Stream Deck here, I've got a laptop here, I have a Wacom here. You'll see what this is for in a minute. And I've got a touch screen which is linked to the laptop, and that allows me to control the software that I'm using on the laptop to be used in conjunction with the Wacom. If I go to here, I'm just going to queue this up, which is, I'm queuing up, if you like, a conceptual model of this. And in fact, what I'm going to do now is, but before I do that, let me just go back to where I was and let me show you what I'm about to do now. I'm going to fire up the software that I'm going to use, which is this software here. This software here, you can see, is Epic Pen. Now, Epic Pen will allow me to write on here once I set up the requirement to do that. And in order to do that, I need to first of all show you conceptually what's actually taken place. So what we have here, and I'm going to pick up the pen, and hopefully it'll become alive when I switch on the downstream keyer, which it has done, so that's worked successfully. So you can see here, this is the ATM Mini Extreme here. I've got the output. I won't go into detail this. This is the sort of conceptual model. I'm using these 2 SDI and HDMI micro connectors from Blackmagic, Blackmagic Design. That's in order to run across here, across this gap here, a fairly long gap, which is the other side of the room. So I'm SDIing them from this point on this side, onto the main desk opposite me, and this is here on my desk that I'm talking from, and then this is then being fed into the laptop and the Wacom. Now this whole setup here is a video in its own right, and I have to give credit to Doug Johnson Productions. Doug gave me the idea and demonstrated his way of using this. I've added just a little bit of added bonus to it in order to be able to refine what he's done to give me a little bit more flexibility. But the main thrust of this has come from actually from Doug Johnson. So have a look at his work on his channel, excellent channel, top of the food chain, and he's a commensurate consummate, is it? No, commensurate. He's a consummate professional. So let me just cut back to here and take you through a demonstration of how this is actually set up. And I'll just show you how that's done by going to, I'll have to switch off the downstream keyer. So all the details of how you do that is in another video if you wish me to do it. But for now, I'll just show you overhead what's happening. And what I need to do in order to get this working the way I want to, you'll see at the moment now, the pen doesn't work at all because I've not engaged any of the back-end technology in order to do that. So the first thing I want to do here is I'm going to fire up here, which is this piece of software, which is Epic Pen. At the moment now, it does absolutely nothing, but it will start to do something once I switch in the downstream keyer, which I'm going to do now on the Stream Deck. So now that that's in, that means that the pen is now available for me to use. I'm going to use the touch screen to be able to, I put a little dot on there, so don't worry about that. I'm going to use the touch screen to be able to use it to draw. So you'll see now, and I'll select the color. So if I select a nice bold color like doesn't matter really, I'll go for this green. So what I can then do now, I can now use this to demonstrate on top of the video, and in a live sense, I'm actually writing over this video. And what you'll see also on the left-hand side, here, you'll see that's been repeated on the screen. Let me just get rid of what I've already put on. That'll just take me a second. Oh, I'm going back to previous stuff. So let me get rid of that and that. It holds in the buffer all the previous stuff, and you can see I've been messing till my heart's content. So better just get rid of it this way by using that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up one of the tools. Now, this particular piece of software is very simple to use, so I'm going to use straight lines this time. So it's going to be much more refined to use the straight lines. And you can see what's good about this is it allows you to, I can see exactly where it's going on the video, and I can be very precise. So I wanted to point out this mouse. I'll just change the color to say yellow, and I'll just point out the mouse, and I'll do a drawing around the mouse. So I'll pick up that, and I can actually change the size of the, you'll notice here as let me select the pen. As I choose the pen, you'll see here, don't know whether you can see that, I can change the size of that. So I'm just going to very carefully draw it around here. So you can see there's a nice, oh, I'm still on the line. I don't want to be on the line. I want to be on this fella here. So let me just get rid of that. You can see I'm just learning how to use this bit by bit, little by little, bit by bit. I'm sure there's a song in there somewhere. So now I should be able to draw around the mouse. And so you can see it's a very simple drawing package. The advantage of this over, let me get rid of that if I may. The advantage of this over Doug's representation is that by using this second touchscreen, I've got control over the software without having to bring anything onto the overlay. So wherever I write on the overlay, it's there. It's on the overlay, and I can change, let's, for example, go to here, and I'll do arrows. So I've changed that to arrows. So, I picked the wrong one, should have gone to arrows. Okay, so you can see I've changed that to arrows, and I can change the colors. You can see how flexible this is, and how quickly you can develop a way of creating content on the screen. Let me get rid of that. So that's and I'll take this off. Let me just go to, oh, by the way, if I cleared her off now, if I switch to any other, I'll go back to here. You can see I'm back in here, and I can, because I've got loads of sources, I can place, that's a nice little phone. It's an Ericsson. And for those in the camera who know cameras, that's a very early Pentax. And this is a very early Pentax Spotmatic. So you can see I can overwrite stuff very easily and very quickly and still use this with a great deal of fluidity. So that's basically it. It's just a quick demo of the kit. I've obviously got lots going on, and I'm on a learning curve of trying to put this together to be able to do content. One of the advantages has been that I've actually really enjoyed the journey of building this. And I'm now at a kind of a pass now, whether I have the capability to actually deliver content, and that will involve the cognitive skills that I haven't got or should have, and it also involves a lot of preparation in order to deliver content. So this is just a quick demo into that. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please share and comment on it, and I will pick up on the comments, and if there's any positive stuff on there for me to do more detail on this, or more detail on the studio I've created, I would be happy to do that. I'm looking for inspiration from that point of view. So I welcome anything that comes on there to give me that inspiration. So thank you for staying to the end of the video, and I do appreciate that, and look forward to maybe to you in a future video. I'm going to call off now with the same thing that I started with, because all I have to do is press a button, and in the meantime, you guys take care.